What is going on, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and by the title you can tell that, yep, the New England Patriots have more players opting out for the 2020 season. I'm pretty sure that the Patriots have the most players opted out of any team in the NFL. I think they're up to, 6 players already, and the deadline hasn't even started. This is day 1 for players opting out. And the New England Patriots already lost, 6 guys? But yes, in this one, we're going to be talking about how linebacker Dont'a Hightower and safety Patrick Chung both have decided to opt out for the 2020 season. Like always, I will be covering all news on the Patriots, including every single player that does decide to opt out. We've already done this with Najee Torin. We've done this with Danny Vitale, Marcus Cannon. So if you haven't checked those videos out and you want to hear more about it, go ahead and check those out after this video. But let's start off first with Hightower. To me, with all the players that New England has lost so far due to guys opting out with the whole pandemic going around, not wanting to risk it for the 2020 season, I think that Hightower is the biggest loss to the New England Patriots so far. Danny Vitale, look, the Patriots will get around with fullback. Safety and Patrick Chung, which we'll get into, I really believe the New England Patriots are fine there. Marcus Cannon, that's not a great situation. I would say that is a close second to Dont'a Hightower, but the New England Patriots have options to get around there, and I think they'll do it pretty comfortably. But with Hightower, this is a guy that is a leader, not just to defense, but the entirety of the team. And the New England Patriots are at a position where they lost so many linebackers already. You lost Kyle Van Noy. You lost Landon Roberts. You lost Jamie Collins. You lost your 3 big linebackers in free agency. And now you're losing Hightower also. So essentially, the New England Patriots lost 4 linebackers, all 4 of which were the starters. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the boogeyman defense that the New England Patriots had at linebacker, it's officially gone. But I think what stinks most about losing Hightower is his versatility. Look, he wasn't great in coverage. Let's be completely honest about that. He doesn't have speed to him. But getting to the quarterback, that was his big thing. I mean, he played 46% of the defensive snaps at inside linebacker, 30% at outside linebacker, 20% at defensive tackle, 3% surprisingly at cornerback, and 1% at free safety. I mean, I don't know how they're going to find a guy who is able to have that versatility. Now, with Hightower, my biggest guess on why he decided to opt out is the fact that he recently did become a father. It was on, I believe, July 16th that he became a father. So it's very new. He has a very, very newborn baby. And I'm sure he doesn't want to be traveling around the world, playing NFL games, getting all sweaty and sharing the possible virus, and then bringing it back to his newborn baby. And to me, that is most likely the reason on why he's doing this. I don't see any other reason on why he would. Of course, the other big part of this is the fact that Hightower traditionally called the defensive signals and play calling. Who gets that at this point? Of course, you do have still guys like Devin McCourty and whatnot, but losing a guy at that linebacker position to help the other linebackers and the defensive linemen, that's going to be a loss to the Patriots. Now, Hightower was never a guy who was able to really stay healthy. He's completely injury prone. He doesn't really put up crazy statistics. It's not like he puts up crazy numbers when it comes to interceptions, of course not. I believe he's only had 1 during his entire career. Doesn't put up a crazy amount of sacks or anything like that. But it's just the leadership mentality that he presents that helps the New England Patriots out a lot. Now, like I say in every single one of my videos for players that opt out, and like I will continue to do for the people that don't already know, the New England Patriots, when losing these guys, means that they will be able to get another player on the roster. Ultimately, this frees up another spot for a guy to come on the roster, which is a great thing. But the better thing here is the fact that the New England Patriots get to free up the money for the players not playing this season. So It's different, like if Hightower was to, or even Patrick Chung, miss the entire season because of injury, the New England Patriots wouldn't get that cap money back. They would still be owed to give that money to that player. But because they're opting out from the virus, the New England Patriots actually get that money back to their cap that player would have made. So Dante Hightower was expected to make over $10 million this upcoming season. I believe it was around 13, and we all agreed Hightower, he's great, but he's not worth $13 million, and he already said he wasn't going to take a pay cut by the New England Patriots. So luckily, the New England Patriots actually get that money back. They get all of that back available to their cap. So with all of the players that have decided to opt out for the Pats so far, because of that, we're sitting at about $24 million in available cap. I mean, the New England Patriots, because of all these players opting out, are getting a whole offseason's worth of cap space back. Look, just to say it straight, if the New England Patriots had still had even one of the linebackers between Jamie Collins or Kyle Van Noy, I would have been okay. If they got to keep all of those linebackers, we would have been perfectly fine. But because of the departures in free agency, that is what makes Dante Hightower leaving significant for the New England Patriots. Also, guys, Hightower is actually expected to make $8 million this upcoming season, not 13. I messed that up with another player, and I totally just realized that. But still, $8 million, very significant. Is he worth $8 million? Again, I'd probably say no. Now, as we move on to Patrick Chung, who had just signed a 2-year extension with the Patriots in May that include a $2 million signing bonus and a base salary of $1.1 million. Now, of course, that move helped both parties. It helped the New England Patriots free up a little bit of cap space, but it also helped Patrick Chung in making sure that he was going to make the roster. Patrick Chung definitely was not a lock to make the roster before that. Necessarily wasn't even a lock to make it this upcoming season. He had an extremely down year this past year. He's getting up there in age. Of course, Super Bowl 53 broke his arm completely in half. The New England Patriots have really decided to go other directions in that safety section. They drafted Kyle Duggar in the second round. They picked up Adrian Phillips. They still have a guy like Terrence Brooks, who they seem to be pretty high on. So for me, losing Patrick Chung, while it isn't something you necessarily want, of course, it is something where I'm okay with it. Like, I'm not freaking out about it. I'm not freaking out about, okay, how are the New England Patriots going to be able to replace him? Because, look, they have veterans still. They have a guy like Adrian Phillips. The New England Patriots are luckily stacked in their secondary. They have cornerbacks who they could move to safety if they really wanted to. But, of course, you also have younger guys like Kyle Duggar who could also fill in that role if needed. Now, just like Hightower, and just like it seems to be for pretty much every single New England Patriots player, and pretty much 95% of the players that I have seen with the excuse of why they're opting out comes down to family, comes down to, well, they have children that they don't want to get sick. So basically, Chun's reason is the same as Hightower's. Of course, though, Chung doesn't have a newborn baby like Hightower does. Again, this isn't even a move that frees up too much cap space. It frees up about $1.1 million, but I mean, still, the fact that the New England Patriots have such good depth, they'll be fine without Chung. I mean, they were even able to do it this past season, and they definitely upgraded at that position this offseason. So I definitely do not think that Patriots fans should be freaking out about the loss of Patrick Chung. Again, my two biggest ones that opted out are going to be Hightower and Marcus Cannon. I feel like pretty much every other person that has opted out will be fine getting around. And of course, it frees up money for the New England Patriots to potentially bring in another guy who can make a big impact. Now, that is going to be it for today's video. Dante Hightower and Patrick Chung have opted out for the 2020 NFL season, meaning that they will not be participating. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to give this video a big thumbs up and comment just what are you guys thinking? Are you nervous? Are you okay? And what do you think the New England Patriots will do to replenish the losses of these guys? Let me know what you're thinking, guys. But like always, I will catch you guys in my next video.
Astroworld.